On Global TV News Prime, President Bola Tinubu orders mandatory health insurance across ministries. And business blockchain operators seek legal backing at National Assembly. And other foreigners in the United Nations raise concern over Cameroon's October election. And in sports, Nigeria and others face elimination ahead of World Cup 2026. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson. Now, a quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now, the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has directed the compulsory implementation of health insurance across all ministries, departments, and agencies in line with the National Health Insurance Authority Act 2022. A statement by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, says the president instructed the secretary to the government of the federation to issue a service-wide circular mandating compliance. The directive covers 5 key areas, including the compulsory enrollment of all ministries, departments, and agencies employees under the National Health Insurance Authority Health Insurance Plan. In a renewed effort to strengthen governance at the grassroots, the House of Representatives has organized a national retreat and interactive workshop for local government officials across the country. The initiative, in collaboration with the Association of Local Government of Nigeria, seeks to equip council officials with the right tools to bridge the gap between federal government and the people. Our correspondent, Aniete Patrick, reports.
The National Retreat and Interactive Workshop, convened by the House Committee on Delegated Legislation in partnership with the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, is designed to deepen democracy at the grassroots and promote better service delivery. Chairman of the committee, Olufemi Bamishele, in his welcome address, emphasized the critical role of Parliament in ensuring seamless collaboration between all tiers of government for national development.
Focus will be on the bylaw making process. We will delve into strategies that empower local governments to create impactful bylaws that cater for the unique needs of their communities. This is pivotal not only for enhancing local governance, but also for fostering accountability and enriching the lives of the citizens we serve.
Representing the Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Onwusoro Maduka, challenged local government authorities to take ownership of policies that directly impact their communities.
There's need for continuous training of both executive and legislative arms at the local level on legislative drafting, constitutionalism, and policy analysis. Collaboration with state houses of assembly. We need to ensure bylaws are in sync with state laws and federal laws to avoid conflicts or duplication.
Similarly, ALGON National Chairman Bello Lawal, through his representative, reaffirmed the commitment of local governments to remain steadfast until they are fully empowered to meet the aspirations of the people.
ALGON will not relent until local governments are fairly empowered with the resources needed to meet the expectation of our people in line with the 1999 Constitution as amended.
Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, represented by the Chairman House Committee on Hyperdeck, Pascal Abodike, underscored the need for continuous synergy between the federal and local governments for the benefits of the masses.
The Local Government Council to bring the activities of government to the grassroots. The bylaws being made by the Local Government Council are very important to govern people from the rural area. But I must also advise that the enforcement of those laws should be properly looked into.
The retreat brought together officials from the 774 local government areas of the Federation, providing a platform for robust interaction and exchange of ideas. Aniete Patrick, reporting for Global TV.
President Bola Tinubu has directed an immediate review of security operations in Katsina State with a pledge to straighten the fight against banditry through the deployment of advanced military hardware and surveillance gadgets. Speaking at the State House in Abuja at the reception of a delegation led by Katsina State Governor Diko Rada, the president emphasized that Nigerian security challenges are manageable. Here is Ramsey Enoch Agbo's report.
President Bola Tinubu says there is need for security outfits that understand local terrain and culture, adding that the daily feedback on security operations in the state must be provided. He added that his administration is reviewing all aspects of security and would holistically consider creating state police.
I'm reviewing all the aspects of the security. It might be necessary, instead of all this civilian, this method this or JTVFT civilian that, and I have to create state police. We are looking at that holistically. We will defeat security. It will be effective. We must protect our children, our people, and our livelihood, and places of worship and places of recreation. They can't intimidate us. On one hand, the forest guard is being empowered.
I'm sure God, Allah and His infinite mercy will be with you.
For honoring the late President Muhammadu Buhari with a true state funeral, Masari assured the president of the loyalty of the state.
I'm sure God, Allah and His infinite mercy will be with you. We are assuring you that under the leadership of the governor, Dr. Umar Dukorada, Katsina will be delivered in all elections to APC, inshallah.
Waziri of Katsina, Senator Ibrahim Ida, commended President Tinubu's efforts to ensure the timely completion of the Kano-Maradi rail projects and other infrastructures in the state. Ida said the Umaru Musa Yar'Adua International Airport needed an upgrade to optimize its usage.
At this juncture, Mr. President, allow me to point out that despite the state's very limited and meager financial resources, the state government, the Katsina state government, has expended well over 40 billion naira on security assets, training, and other logistic supports for our national security agencies, particularly those domiciled in Katsina. These are much needed funds which could have been judiciously utilized to provide infrastructure and other much needed social services to our community.
With assurance of loyalty from leaders of Katsina State and renewed commitment from the presidency, the review of security operations is expected to pave the way for more decisive action against banditry while strengthening the push for community-driven policing. Ramsey Enoch Agbo reporting for Global TV News.
President Bola Tinubu says education is the greatest weapon in the fight against poverty, empowering individuals to overcome financial challenges and build a better future through inclusiveness and equitable access. He made these remarks during the reception of the Sound of Ogbomoso Obagandi Afolabi Oladuni Oremo Ogege III at the State House, Abuja. Uyi Agbomofuegbe completes the report.
President Bola Tinubu highlighted the importance of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, a groundbreaking initiative established under the Student Loans Act. The president emphasized that his administration is committed to investing resources to guarantee that every Nigerian child has access to quality education, regardless of socio-economic background. He further noted that the ongoing reforms would not only break the cycle of poverty, but also equip young Nigerians with the skills to drive national development and secure the country's future.
We've established NEL Fund for the students, that no one will be a dropout because of level of poverty. Everybody is entitled to education. It's the greatest weapon that you can give to human beings against poverty. That's what we've been doing. We are renewing aggressively our infrastructure. And it's just 2 years. I'm glad to report to you today that the economy is stabilized, the bleeding has stopped, the hemorrhage is gone, the patient is alive, Nigeria is alive, Nigeria is respected, Nigeria is becoming a great business partner to the rest of the world.
Earlier in his speech, Oba Gandhi Afolabi Oladuni Orumogege III commended President Tinubu for his unwavering commitment towards the Nigerian youth. The monarch praised the president's visionary leadership, particularly his focus on youth empowerment, education reform, and socio-economic inclusion. Oba Gandhi Afolabi expressed optimism that the ongoing initiatives would uplift communities and foster a new generation of skilled, confident, and socially responsible Nigerians.
The ASU strike that used to happen, which was a perennial problem, one way or the other, you've been able to tackle it. We have the student thing. Now, the funding that has been given to indigent students who they would probably not have been able to afford it. Now they have access to these funds. And your commitment towards the youth development in this country, we can see it. And we believe that in 2 years, it's amazing the things that are difficult, the things that were the big gorilla in the room that everybody has ignored. But because of your person and the boldness that you have confronted all of them. And we have come to say that your actions are not going unnoticed. And I believe that the difficult times for Nigerians, we are surely seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Additionally, President Bola Tinubu received King Alfred Dietespiv, the Amayanabo of Tuombra Kingdom, at the presidential villa in Abuja. Uyi Agmofwegbe reporting for Global TV News.
We apologize for that very short break. News Prime continues. The Independent National Electoral Commission and the National Identity Management Commission are stepping up collaboration to improve Nigeria's electoral process through stronger identity management. As part of this effort, the NIMC officials will now be deployed to selected INEC registration centers during the ongoing continuous voter registration exercise. Sadia Yakubu reports.
The Independent National Electoral Commission Chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, today received the Director General of the National Identity Management Commission, Abisoye Koka Odusote, and her management team at INEC headquarters in Abuja. Professor Yakubu noted that both INEC and NIMC manage the largest biometric database in the country, stressing that their partnership is crucial in ensuring credibility and accuracy in elections.
Under the leadership of the current Director General, we have engaged at different times with the intention of solidifying our partnership in the area of identity management. As is well known, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, holds the database of citizens for the purpose of elections, while NIMSI has the record of citizens generally. Together, our two agencies hold the largest biometric databases of citizens in Nigeria.
On her path, the NIMC's Director General Abisoye Koka said the Commission is focused on harmonizing identity data across ministries, departments, and agencies. She described INEC as a critical partner in achieving credible elections in line with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda
and fairness across board. So we are working hand to hand. He's been here longer than I have been, and he has been a great support system in driving the federal government's agenda forward on how do we ensure that we make Nigerians happy, because that's our number one goal, making sure all citizens are happy. Thank you.
The CATC visit further reaffirmed the two agencies' commitment to work together in deepening identity integration and strengthening Nigerians' democratic process. Sadia Akubu, Global Television News.
In line with the federal government initiating infrastructure development across satellite towns of the Federal Capital Territory, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has officially flagged off the reconstruction of Karu Interchange to Custom Clinic Junction to ease traffic congestion across the area council. Over now to Kabir Hassan's report.
For years, residents and commuters in Karu have endured untold hardship due to the poor state of roads in the area. The road condition not only slowed down economic activities, but also created daily traffic chaos, accidents, and loss of man-hour for thousands who rely on road networks to connect to the city center. The project, tagged Emergency Rehabilitation of Karu Road, is set to serve as a catalyst to the people of Karu and will be completed in a period of 10 months. The Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike, says the project is part of President Bola Tinubu's administration commitment to develop satellite towns in terms of infrastructure, urging the people of Karu to exercise patience as the project will be benefit to the residents.
The essence of the New Hope agenda is to bring back hope to the people. And I know that the people of Karu, hope has come back to you. Business environment will thrive here. And we are not just doing this road, they will all have street lights. And I hereby order the contractor to make sure all these other additional roads will also be completed within 10 months.
The minister assured the people of Karu that all other bad roads will be taken care and commend them for their maximum cooperation, adding that he will be visiting to inspect the project while also applauding the contractors handling the project.
I will be coming here very often to inspect this project because it's one of the projects we have lined up that our people must enjoy in the 3rd year anniversary of Mr. President.
The contractors of the project, Abdulva Limited, assured the Minister of Quality Work and promised to complete before deadline, urging Karu residents for patience and cooperation.
We assure you that Abdulva will bring the same dedication here in Karu with highly skilled personnel, modern equipment, and years of experience. We deliver a road that meets the highest standard within the approved time frame.
The construction of Karu Town roads is not just an infrastructure upgrade, but also a milestone that promises to ease traffic, boost businesses, and improve daily life for residents. For the people of Karo, the project represents renewed hope and a step forward lasting development in the Federal Capital Territory. Habir Hassan, Global TV News.
The Federation Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has unveiled new regulations to tackle abuses in Nigeria's digital lending sector. The rule, known as the Digital Electronic Online or Non-Traditional Consumer Lending Regulations 2025, ban harassment, data breaches, and exploitative recovery tactics by loan apps, mandating transparency, fair interest rates, ethical marketing, and data piracy. Executive Vice Chairman of the Commission, Tunji Bello, says the move draws a clear line between innovation and abuse, insisting no Nigerian should be pushed into unsustainable debt or humiliated in the name of digital lending. Young people in Zamfara State have been urged to rise above violence and decisive politics by embracing issue-based dialogue as a tool for good governance and effective representation. This call was made at a one-day summit convened by the Coalition or Youth Students and Entrepreneurs for Good Governance in Gusau, Zamfara, the state capital. Sadia Yakubu tells us more.
The one-day summit brought together youth, students, entrepreneurs and other stakeholders from across the 14 local government areas of Zamfara State. The keynote speaker, Dr. Abdurrahuf Abdullahi, says the focus is to sensitize young people on the need to pursue civic engagement through peaceful and issue-based dialogue. He stressed that integrity and truthfulness should guide youth as they play active roles in governance.
Number one, as a good leader, you must be intelligent. A dull person does not lead a nation. A dull person does not lead people. Intelligence will warrant you the ability to be able to put 1, 2, 3 together and get yourself out of a complex situation without being...
Lead discussant and former youth leader Lukman Majidadi urged young people to go beyond being followers and aspire to leadership positions. He says the coalition will sustain mobilization of youth and students for peaceful civic participation and democratic development.
And then in my own discussion, I was able to also highlight to the youth why they should participate, why they should identify people who are already established philanthropists, people who are already on the field, whose track records or antecedents have given a clear indication that they will be able to serve as good leaders.
Youth leader of the coalition, Nuruddin Salis, will further appeal to stakeholders to avoid violence, hate speech and divisive politics while embracing issue-based dialogue for the progress of Zamfara State.
To continue mobilizing youth, students and entrepreneurs for peaceful civic engagement and democratic participation. 2. To strengthen issue-based dialogue and reject violence, hate speech and divisive politics.
With the growing call for peace and inclusive governance, participants at the summit says the onus is now on young people and stakeholders to translate the resolutions into action for the sustainable development of Zamfara State. Sadia Yakubu, Global Television.
In business news now, the federal government says plans are underway to privatize and commercialize 91 public enterprise in a bid to reposition critical sectors of the economy, attract private investor and ensure efficiency in service delivery. Director General of the Bureau of Public Enterprise, Ayodeji Baleye, disclosed this at a media briefing in Abuja. President Bola Tinubu says Nigeria has surpassed its 2025 revenue mobilization target ahead of schedule, ruling out further borrowing to fund government operations. The president stated this while receiving members of the Buhari organization led by former Nasarawa State Governor Tanko Almakura at the presidential villa. And on the foreign news now, the United Nations says growing restrictions in Cameroon surrounding presidential elections scheduled for October are raising fears about whether voters can freely choose their candidate. This is coming as President Paul Biya, the world's oldest head of state at 92, seeks a new 7-year term to extend his nearly 42 years in power in an election scheduled for October 12. In sports stories now, as African qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup heats up, Egypt and Morocco are edging closer to sealing their tickets to the global showpiece in the United States, Mexico and Canada, while Nigerian hopes hang by a thread. With 4 rounds of matches left, the race across the 9 African groups is intensifying, leaving several giants at the risk of meeting out. Nigeria must win both match against Rwanda and South Africa to stay alive. A ruling on South African alleged ineligible players could impact standings. As Global TV News Prime comes to an end, let's take a quick look at our top stories again. Brought to you that President Bola Tinubu has directed the compulsory implementation of health insurance across all ministries, departments and agencies in line with the National Health Insurance Authority Act 2022. And in business, we brought to you that the push for Nigeria's fully embrace the digital economy came into focus at the National Assembly as blockchain stakeholders meet with the Senate Committee on Capital Market to demand legal recognition for their operations. And on the foreign scene, we brought to you that the United Nations says growing restrictions in Cameroon surrounding presidential elections scheduled for October are raising fears about whether voters can freely choose their candidate. And finally, in sports, we brought to you that African qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup heats up. Egypt and Morocco are edging closer to sealing their tickets to the global showpiece in the United States, Mexico and Canada, while Nigerians hope hang by a thread. Now that's it on News Prime. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @GlobalTVNG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching.